Hey, what's up? TruExperience Nation, helping you learn how to experience your best life. If you're new around here, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Richie McCaney. My wife is Amanda. If you want more information about us, what we about, what we stand for, just go to the About section here, and then you can check our story out there. We're about wealth, health, and experiences. Today we are starting a new book on habits. It's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And that's where we are going to be rocking it out today. This is going to show you how to achieve all the things that you want. And really, today we're going to hit on goals. I got to ask, man, how many of y'all set goals? How many actually set goals? You're goal driven. You're all about goals, putting goals down, envisioning those things and whatnot. Raise your hand. Let me know in the comments. Tell me. And if you're feeling froggy and you want to share some of those goals, that'd be awesome. That'd be cool too. Let's support one another here. We're trying to build up a little community here on this page and share what goals are you trying to achieve? Put them down. And I want to talk about this, the importance of how micro habits are even more important than your big, lofty goals. A lot of times we have this misconception and we're trained and conditioned to think that in order to achieve these massive results, like these big time goals, requires big time, massive action. And we're gonna debunk that. We're gonna go out, and the rest of this can we talk about no, that's not necessary. And because we're about wealth and we're about health, a lot of times these examples and examples we give, they're gonna be about health. So today, let's just think. Big, massive results. Somebody wants to lose 50 pounds. What are they going to do? How impressive is it? Somebody's like, yo, I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I'm going to the gym, got the gym membership, man. I'm locked in. Big results, right? Big action. I'm going 3 hours a day. 3 hours a day I'm going to the gym. Who's going to get results? That person or the person who decides they're just going to go for 20 minutes? Right? So you're thinking they're going to hit their 50-pound mark. I'm going, like, who's going to get there first? Well, here's the flip side of that. The person who's going 3 hours a day, they come home, they get on a scale, they look at it and they're like, oh, I lost 5 pounds in 2 weeks and I'm going 3 hours a day. I quit. Big goals, I quit. Massive action. Here's the flip side of that. If you get 1% better each and every day, by the end of the year, you'll be 37% better. Right? It's math. Makes sense. So the person who has a micro habit of just going to the gym or working out or doing whatever exercise they want to do for just 20 minutes every single day doesn't seem that impressive. But when it's sustained over a whole year's time, they end up getting it. Here, the problem with that is you don't notice it. Right? You don't notice a 1% increase. You don't notice micro habits and changes. You don't get those tangible results that you're looking for, so you end up quitting. The person who went to the gym 3 hours a day, massive action, locked in, crushing it, they were so focused on their results, they failed to look at the process. And they end up, falling short and quitting because you don't notice these small little changes. That's the hang up when you're talking about this. I want people to understand that it's not all about these big lifetime transformations, but that success comes from daily habits. The guy who went to the gym all hocked up was a big transformation for that guy, but he didn't see it through. He slid back, and that wasn't what got him to those results because he never hit there. People need to be more concerned about their trajectory on where they're going rather than their current results. I mean, this is just so vital. I don't care if it's business, you want to be a 7-figure earner. It doesn't take some big, grandiose, super huge package. The problem is actually being able to not only get there, but maintain it. We're striving for excellence. We're about experiencing your best life, not getting to a point and falling back. That's not a pleasant experience. And so focus on the small habits. You see the power of doing something consistently for a small amount of time over time. Get you to where you want to go. That's what helps you break through plateaus, is staying that consistent. A lot of times the most powerful result that happens comes from not one action, but a series of smaller actions. Let's go back to the guy who wants to lose weight, wants to drop 50 pounds. Well, one guy didn't get the results, quit. The other guy started, and instead of only losing 5 pounds, he kept going, and a few months later, maybe all the weight come off at once. Well, what happens? Eating a lot healthier foods, getting rid of the sugar, getting rid of processed foods, and things like that. And for those of you who don't know, sometimes when your fat cells get depleted, they can fill back up with water. And so you hold on to that water and you don't understand why weight's not coming off, even though you're really burning the sweat and burning calories. Sometimes that happens, and it can all release at one time. It's called the swoosh effect. Look it up. But the point is, the person who stayed consistent and didn't quit because they were dedicated to taking small changes, now their system's releasing food better. They're getting rid of all the excess weight they've had stored up in their intestines. The whoosh effect takes place, and maybe in 1 month they dropped 20 pounds. People's all like, what did you do? You showed up one day and you were skinnier. What was the change that you just made? Nothing. It was stored up over time, much like a stonemason, right? They hitting a rock. They just beating the rock, ting, 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 over and over and over and over again. And then on the 161st strike of the hammer, the rock cracks open. Well, was it that one strike? Did they do something special? Did they turn the wrist a certain way? You know, did they lean forward? They put some back into it? What? No. All the action was stored. So keep in mind that the work that you're putting forward, the work that you put forth in business, the work that you're putting forth to trying to lose weight, it's stored, it's not wasted. That's important. All the magic happened on that 161st strike of the hammer. But all the hits prior to that built up to get your amazing breakthrough moment. That's busting through a plateau and sticking around long enough to see it happen. That is what you're wanting. You're wanting that breakthrough moment to hit goals. So let's talk about goals and why you shouldn't be focused on goals, but rather focused on systems. First of all, what's the difference between a goal and a system? A goal is something that is focused on results. Goals are about results, and systems are about the processes it takes to get to those results. All right, that's the difference between those two. A goal is perfect for setting direction. A system is great for making progress. System is the best for making progress, and goals are the best for setting the direction. And so you already know how I feel about progress. The best form of motivation is progress. And so if you want to stay motivated and pumped up all the time, we talked about earlier, if you go to events or you go to a rally or you listen to this podcast and you fired up, ready to go, I got my goals, got my vision board, I'm ready to rock and roll, man, we're ready to go and do this thing. But then you fizzle out over time. Here's why you're fizzling out. You're not making progress. And when you're so focused on tangible results that you're not enjoying that process to get to those results. Okay? And so here's 4 problems that I'm going to give you today that deal with goals. Problem number 1 with goals is that goals are a momentary change. Okay? So let's say, for instance, you want to have a clean room and your room's a disaster. You go and clean your room. It takes massive action. Go in there, clean it all up. Room's clean. The problem is you don't have the processes in place to keep it clean. And so it's only momentary that it's going to be clean. You're still going there throwing your clothes everywhere, sitting down your dirty dishes. Next thing you know, lo and behold, dirty. You treated the symptom. You didn't focus on the cause of the symptom. Back to weight loss. You want to go and do something, you go get some cool sculpting, you go get some lipo, you go get a gastric bypass, get the tummy tuck, boy, looking good, feeling good, lost the weight, hit your goal, right? You don't have the system in place. So what's going to happen after all that's said and done, but you're still eating the cupcakes and the sugary stuff and you're never working out and you're laying around, you're going to find yourself in a similar situation where you're still not healthy. Okay, so goals are momentary. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2, winners and losers have the same goal. What do you like about that? A loser out there got the same goal you got. We focus and idolize people so much for hitting goals that we tend to focus too much on them. Oprah, you got to see it. You got to vision it. You got to believe it to achieve it. You think about all these people who come through hard times and how they set goals and how they hit these goals. Well, we fail to understand about all the people who had the exact same goals but still fell short. So if that's the case, if two different people can have the exact same down to the T goal, but one's successful and one isn't, well, then we can understand that the goal is not the deciding factor. Okay, goals are important, but it's not the deciding factor. Problem number 3 that it comes with goals is, and I like this one, it restricts happiness. And this is something we've talked about before on this page. It restricts happiness because when you say, yo, man, I'll be happy when I lose 50 pounds. I get back in these pants. I'll be looking fly. If I can just get in these pants, I'll be happy. Well, you're pushing off happiness until XYZ, until you hit whatever it is that you're going for, which means you're delaying that, which means that success is only something your future self can experience. We don't want that either, man. We want you to be happy and live in the moment right now today. Whereas a system allows you to be happy and content if your system is running. This was a huge change for me because I want to go all in. Like when I get pumped up, I'm like, yo, I know what I need to do. I want to reach this goal and I need to do all this crazy stuff. And I lock in and I go hardcore, but I don't sustain it. Because I haven't planned out what's actually sustainable. What habit can I keep up with for the long term? And then I focus so much on getting what it is I'm going after that I get disappointed. See, when you set up those expectations, so anytime between your now and your goal, all that time you're disappointed when you're not getting the results that you want. Do you understand? This is why so many people fail and quit and get angry and sad. That they want to go, you know what it's like, man. When you're going to the gym every day and you're doing the push-ups and you're running and you're sweating and you're eating the right food and then you come home and you step on the scale and you're like, look, what? I ain't lost an ounce. I ain't lost a darn ounce. In some cases, you might even gain a pound or two. You are super disappointed, super discouraged. So much, in fact, that you lose your motivation to go back and keep doing the system and the process that's going to get to those results. And so when you think like that, you're like, I'm not going to do this. Like, why would I do these things? That's why we say focus more on your trajectory. Are the things you're currently doing now on a consistent basis, what's going to happen? It can either mean time's going to be your friend and in your favor, or time is going to be out of your favor versus good habit or bad habit. What happens if you eat junk food every single day? And you do this every single day for 5 years. Motherfucking diabetes. Okay? Fatness, obesity, lethargic, tired, lack of energy. Like you're going to have all of those things. It didn't happen overnight. It was a series of many actions led up over time. Same thing, like time in that situation's not your friend, not friend. Time in another situation where it's like, hey, I ate healthier. I got 10,000 steps today. I drank plenty of water. I'm happy with that victory. That's why people tell you to celebrate your wins, your small wins. They understand psychologically the impact of that. Because if you're happy and you can celebrate when your process is running, it'll keep running and you can get to where you want to get eventually. Problem number 4 when it comes to goals is it goes against long-term progress. What does that mean? Okay. That means it can kind of cause this yo-yo effect that the goal is the motivating, driving factor. And so once you hit that goal, you slip back into an old routine because you've arrived. You pumped up. You made it. Boy, got this class reunion coming up. Boy, let me get back in these pants. Gonna be looking fire. Gonna be looking so good. So you're motivated and you do all the work necessary, and then you hit the goal, and what do? I made it. I'm here. But you didn't focus on the process. You didn't worry about locking in habits. You just reached the goal, and so you yo-yo. You slide back into your old routine. Weight starts to creep back up. You're like, I'll eat a cupcake. Ain't no big deal. You do that for a few months, and then, my freaking buttons won't button like they used to. What's going on here? Oh, sorry, I dropped my mic. So that's the problems with just being goal focused. I'm not anti-goal. Goals are important. You need to have them. You need to have a vision. But down to the practicality, you really need to love the process. And that's why for me, things really started changing in the way I show up, in my consistency, my lack of procrastination. One of the big factors for that is my goal was focusing on becoming the type of person who can achieve goals by mastering habits and processes. We're going to get into behaviors and changing who you are later on in this book, but that's that. Bottom line is, if you are having a hard time getting the results that you want and meeting goals, you're not the problem. Your system is the problem. That should make y'all feel all warm and cozy on the inside. You should feel thrilled, because for so long I thought myself was like, it's just in my DNA. I'm not this guy. I guess I'm not meant to do X, Y, Z. I just don't have it in me. You're not the problem, bro. Gal, girl or gal, folks, not the problem. Your system. Your system is the problem, and we can fix the system, and that's what we're going to continue to learn and teach you how to fix that system. Guys, this is important. You do not rise to the level of your goal. You fall, however, to the level of your system. Just because you have a big, grandiose vision, a big goal, want to lose 50 pounds goal, does not mean you're going to rise to that goal. You will, however, fall down to your system, aka your habits. Okay, because atomic habits are the building blocks, like a molecule. That's where the title comes from. Small habits combined together with other little habits form a system. And those help you get those results, okay? And so the level of your system is where your results are going to lie. And so I hope you enjoy this. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this. If you have goals, have you worked on a system? Do you have a system in place? Are they habitual? Do you do them unconsciously and automatically without thinking? Is it becoming a part of who you are? Are you so worried about your results that you forget to think about the process? Do you find yourself getting disappointed? Comment, let me know below. And if you enjoy this and you want to learn how to build and master your own system, create your own habits, then please tune in for tomorrow, because the best analogy that I heard in this chapter was like, again, building a new habit is like a small little seed that you have to plant, you have to nurture, you have to cultivate, and then all of a sudden you get the growth that you're looking for. But it takes time, it takes work, and you know if you continually water that plant, you're going to get the growth. On the other side of that coin is the bad habit, which is a big old oak tree with a huge rooted system that you got to cut out. Like picture trying to remove an oak tree and then plant a little seed. How much effort it's going to take to remove that oak tree? There's work involved, which makes it okay to slip and fall down because, again, it's about the process. It's about the journey. And so anyway, guys, I hope you found value in this. Hope you like it. Share it. Please tune in tomorrow, because tomorrow we are going to talk about how habits shape your identity and vice versa. So if you're interested in learning how to continue to experience your best life, then until tomorrow, guys, I'm out.